Let's talk to Bryce, pronouns he, him, calling in from Crab Apples, who wants to know the difference between demonstrating Dunning-Krueger effect and actually just talking outside of your field in science communication. Bryce, you're on the line after almost 3.5 hours of waiting. You're on the line. Welcome.
Hey, that's okay. Well, good morning, Internet. Good morning, Erika and Forrest. How are you guys doing today?
Never had a bad day, man.
I'm surviving and thriving.
Awesome. Forrest, even 9/11? That was fine?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Thank you, Bryce. Thank you for asking the question.
Science is all about falsification, and so if Forrest's hypothesis was that he never had a bad day, I just wanted to double check. And if that was his answer, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that he had a good day that day.
Forrest, actually, when you say you never had a bad day, does that take into account September 11th? That's very funny, Bryce. I like that. I like that a lot.
So good. Oh, fucking shit. That's great.
Oh, man.
I'm so happy you waited on the line for 3 hours. So fucking worth it.
Well, okay, come on. Who picked this call? I get an assist at least on that. Bryce, I get an assist on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I picked this.
No, absolutely. You get the bonus points. It's so good.
Something, geez.
Oh my god.
I was gonna go with because I remember watching the live broadcast of the election results, and Jimmy was like, "Forrest, you can't say that damn thing anymore." I'm sure you'll be like, well, at least that day Democrats came together and, something.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, what's worse than that? What's worse than that's 9/11. So I was curious how you're going to turn that one around.
I love 9/11 has become such a meme, and it is so fucking you just, oh my god, that you killed it.
I truly do believe, though, that on the day of 9/11, you were probably like, sick, I got out of school early, and now I can build bionicles all afternoon. And so it was probably a pretty good day. I was in 4th grade. He was probably doing all right.
Erika, you did it. I'm so proud of you.
Yep. You made 9/11 great again.
I'm trying to help him out, even though he doesn't, I shouldn't be encouraging this kind of tagline, catchphrase style behavior. It's too close to puns.
I mean, isn't Patriot Day all about making 9/11 great again?
Probably. What's Patriot Day? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Do you know that
I
went? So this past weekend, I went to the My Chemical Romance concert in Arlington. It was wonderful. It was great, and I saw on the My Chem subreddit. So for those of you who don't know, the lore for the band is that it was a band that was created in the wake of 9/11 due to the despondency of the band members being teenagers when 9/11 happened and basically when the war on terror happened and all of that kind of stuff. So someone to celebrate this stadium tour made buttons for the concert, and one of the buttons is in the band colors, like a plane hitting the Twin Towers, and it's like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Maybe that should have stayed on the drawing board.
So fucking funny.
Well, Erika.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming you do enjoy Variations on a Cloud. Variations of a Cloud?
I enjoy Variations on a Cloud. I enjoy every Tally Hall and Miracle Musical song, as well as most of the works of them independently. So of course I like Variations on a Cloud. Are we talking about the smokestacks from the fall of the towers being some kind of variation on a cloud? Because it's a vaguely gap.
I thought it was open information that song pertained to 9/11, and I figured you of all people would know that.
If that is true and I don't know that, it's time for me to. I gotta burn my
Holy
Tally Hall shirt. That is shameful if that's true. All right, let me look it up. You guys talk about the Dunning-Krueger effect, and I'm about to eat pro.
Erika, I'm Bryce Barnett. I'm the guy that did the 3D version of your intro.
Yo, thank you so much for that. That was awesome. I loved that.
This is an amazing call.
This is not good though. If you're getting me on that and this, then this is not. This could be. Oh no. Oh my god.
The topic. We're talking about 9/11.
The Tally Hall subreddit is coming. Oh my god!
Welcome to the next hour of this channel. We're just talking about 9/11 for a while.
Oh my god, the subreddit agrees with you. Oh, I'm never going to recover from this.
There was this glorious
as much of a Tally Hall fan you were, you would know that. I thought you knew that. That's why I brought it up.
No, you know, my thing is that so much of the Tally Hall lyrics mean nothing at all. I mean, you've got fucking Banana Man right there. Like, what is the subtext of Banana Man? Why would I think Variations on a Cloud would have a deeper meaning? This one's on me, though. I'm a bad fan. Oh my god. I need to do.
Well, I mean, you gotta have, like, what the hell is Hawaii Part 2 all about? And then, you get into that, and then something 9/11, and I'm like, what? How did that? And then they're like, yeah, go ahead.
Do you know I just listened to all of Miracle Musical because I had to drive a while to get to Arlington. So my husband and I were like, let's listen to our favorite album. So we listened to all of Miracle Musical. And first of all, there's not a single miss on that album. It is banger after banger after banger. Every single song slaps. I like Black Rainbows. I like Murders. I like I like Stranded Lullaby. I like all of them. There's not a. It is a.
Do you sing
a
the backwards part of Mind Electric? Do you sing the backwards part?
I don't sing the backwards part because I can't sing the backwards part. But I always do joke with my husband that it's like pass me the aux
find
cord.
a way.
I'm playing me in the car with my friends. Pass me the aux cord so that I can play just the forward part of the Mind Electric for everybody so that they can all hear it. Yeah, I have no idea. I think that the band, I think everybody involved in the Miracle Musical project, I suspect that there had to have been some kind of hallucinogenic involved because it's simply too profound, I think, for a sober person to reach that level. And I regret that I'm too neurotic to engage in hallucinogens. I don't trust myself around substances like that because I think that to listen to Miracle Musical on mushrooms would be to transcend this level of existence. It's outside of my hands. I will never be able to do it. But for those people who can, I can only imagine what that would be like. You learn something new every day. This is truly the most important thing that I've learned probably all month, is that Variations on a Cloud is about 9/11, and that Forrest really hasn't ever had a bad day, even 9/11.
Even 9/11. Hell yeah.
Wow, this has been such an enlightening episode of Skep Talk. I'm sure people in chat are also learning a lot. I haven't checked on them in a while because I've been
reading. We did it Reddit. So good.
Bryce, outside of your incredible talent in doing cool renditions of things, what do you want to talk about? What's your call?
Yeah, so I would love to be a science communicator. I have been inspired by you guys, Professor Dave, Aaron Raw, and you say who?
I said let's go. Like
let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. So I was listening to Professor Dave. He said multiple times in many interviews that we need more science communication, and science right now is in jeopardy. And I don't have any expertise at all. I just find science in general fascinating. I find the idea of falsifiability integral to everything that we know, and something that we need to practice more often, which is why I wanted to try to falsify Forrest's narrative of him never having a bad day. But no, it is the hypothesis stands true. Even on 9/11, he never had a bad day, and I'm really proud of him.
So are you hoping you're thinking? Yeah, he went away. He had to go pee or maybe poop. Okay. I don't know. He's been for a minute, so I don't know. Maybe
that's okay.
It's okay. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So you're thinking from a perspective of like, okay, you want to start doing SciComm stuff. And you're kind of thinking from a perspective of like how to get started. Like, can it be done if you're not an expert in things? First of all, of course, like you can absolutely do science communication if you're not an expert in something. Particularly right now, because we live in the golden age of information and also the golden age of misinformation in a paradoxical sense. But it's like you can learn a lot. And really, the skill of science communication isn't knowing a lot. It's knowing how to take information that's difficult and distill it down to be comprehensible to somebody who isn't familiar with that topic at all. That's where the real skill comes in. That's where, somebody like Professor Dave thrives, right? Is that, he talks about a myriad of different subjects, and it's because he gets experts in and then he distills the information. He's got a very, he's very talented at that. So yeah, I don't think you need to be an expert to do that. I've been pooping this.
My question was primarily for you because. Oh my
Forrest
gosh.
is back, and he said he was pooping. He had a whiteboard. He let us know.
I stepped out of the room to check on Amber, and also we placed an order for a bunch of tacos really quick. So that's what took me a second while you guys were catching up about stuff. But I heard you in my earpiece saying, I think he might be pooping. So I came back and said, I've been pooping this whole time as I've been sitting here on this whole show.
Oh, the entire time? Wow, that's high tech.
The entire time.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Bryce, you were saying. Forrest interrupted you to tell us
about bad apologetics, dropping hot beefs in my office all fucking day, hours and hours.
Oh God! Yeah.
Forrest has invented the science of having portable tubes coming out of your butt to the toilet machines, and I'm really proud of him for doing that.
It's called plumbing.
I'm not
modern day plumbing.
I want to know negative information about Forrest BMs that he's taking in the middle of the show. Thank you very much. I do want to know what's on the tacos though, because I had tikka masala today, but it was hard to decide.
What topic tacos?
Yeah.
I'll show you the tacos when they arrive. They're just taco mayo.
It's not like.
Do you have taco mayo where you're from?
No, I don't have taco mayo here.
Oh. They're a rare treat. It's a chain that's dying out, and they're shutting down, and there's like one left in Tulsa, and they're just, they make their own fresh tortillas every day, but it's still fast food, so it's like kind of good, but also kind of bad. It's great. It's great. So I've got like fucking $50 worth of that coming right now. Who knows? Check it out. Like as far I only know of them in Oklahoma, but I don't know. I know of one here and one down near Purcell, where my wife was from. She came from Lexington, Oklahoma.
I'm happy Oklahoma has that. They need that. I just drove through your state.
A good thing.
You guys need that.
Yeah, and you didn't even call. Shame on you.
Yeah, I know. I was in kind of a hurry though. I had to make the opener, so
heartbroken.
Anyways.
Yes, I would say just quickly, the difference between demonstrating Dunning-Krueger and talking outside your field is honesty and what you are not an expert in. And so, like, you heard during the first call when we had the guy calling in about oil and petroleum and stuff like that, the first thing I asked him was, do you have any training in this? That was one of the first things I brought up. And then both Erika and I mentioned several times, hey, we're biologists. We don't have expertise in this and that and the other. It is my understanding that so and so and so. And so, like, when I speak about something in a YouTube video that is outside of my area, I double and triple and quadruple check it with several different sources and make sure that I am almost plagiarizing the way that they phrase things, because as somebody with advanced training in a certain area, I know how much tiny little shifts in wording really fucking matter. And so, like, if I'm trying to say this properly, I'm going to say it, and I'm probably going to call. I've got a bunch of sciencey friends. So if I have a question about geology, in one of my last videos, I brought on a friend of mine who's a PhD student studying volcanology because the question was specifically about volcanoes. So I asked her to come in and fill in because there's some shit there that I don't even know what I don't even know. As opposed to, I did a video once where we were talking about deceleration versus negative acceleration. I actually have some undergrad physics training that allowed me to fill in the blanks. I made sure to double and triple check, pulled up some lesson plans, pulled up some study guides, pulled up the physics textbook, made sure I got it right. It comported with my understanding, and so I read the script the way I wrote it. So, like, that's the whole thing. If somebody's getting up there and they have a bachelor's in biology and they're calling themselves a biologist, which you're allowed to do with a bachelor's, but they're calling themselves that and then saying shit that's way the fuck out of their specialization and just going against what mainstream people are saying, then yeah, that's a major issue, not just because it's in that Dunning-Krueger loop, but also it means that they're a shitty fucking science communicator. As opposed to somebody who's willing to say, here's where my specialization is, but even my understanding is this, and here's this other person who says that, or I just wrote this out of a fucking science textbook in this area. That's what I would say.
be careful,
Right.
when you talk about this kind of stuff. But, I would also say if you make mistakes, like everybody makes mistakes. I've made mistakes and I can't even count the number of mistakes that I've made. It's important to take responsibility when you make mistakes. But so long as you do that, and so long as you do your due diligence, generally speaking, with science communication, people just want to know the truth of the matter, right? So as long as you're clear on that, where you're coming from, where you're going, what stayed consistent, what has changed, you're on pretty safe ground.
Yeah.
Very good. I really appreciate that clarification, and that's why I assumed going into it. I made the channel. All I'm doing is like covering logical fallacies because I feel like that's pretty easy right now. But I watched a video. I've watched every Erika video. One of them recently.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
You've said and yours, Forrest, but I know that would upset you.
Oh God, no, don't do that. Watch more of hers. Watch one of hers for every. Watch two of hers for every one of mine. Seriously.
Don't. There's some real stinkers in my catalog, so don't do that. The only reason I don't delete some of them is for posterity, like just because it's like until I can make a better version of this, I feel like the information should be out there. But there's some real losers in the early part of my catalog. But such is the nature of doing science communication. And Bryce, someday if you do stick to it, you will feel exactly the same way about the videos you're making now, and I will feel the same way about the videos that I am making currently in 1 year, because that's just the nature of the
oh, for sure.
I have yet to meet a successful YouTuber that does not hate their early videos, or more importantly, their most viewed video. I fucking hate my most viewed video on my channel. I hate it. I'm done. I don't want to ever see it again. And I've never met anybody who disagrees.
What is it?
I think my most viewed video is the first ever episode of Reacteria. And since it was the first one, it was just really weird. Back then I was recording and editing everything on my phone, so the audio's out of sync and it's just really choppy and it looks like trash.
Oh my God. Oh my God, yep. I can't even imagine doing that. Wow, that's
Master, y'all.
This has been a little. My respect has increased. Your reputation with me as an NPC has gone up. I'm impressed by that. Editing on your phone? No. All women are NPCs.
I feel that. I've been a YouTuber for a while. I've had like 15 different channels. It's just that like people are asking me to, because science has been a big hobby. They're like, please make a channel about that. I'm like, I have no expertise. I don't have the money to pay for all these degrees like Forrest does. I don't know how he does it. And so I'm like, all I know is just from the library and watching other science communicators. So essentially that was my question. And again, I did assume that was the case. But getting back to what I was saying 2 minutes ago, Erika uploaded a video. It was like 2 hours long or whatever the hell. And some point in there, you were talking about that you ought not to talk outside of your area of expertise. And I'm like, oh shit, am I full on Dunning-Krueger effect here because I don't have a bachelor's in logic or whatever the hell?
So I'm glad that you've raised this, because you're not the only person, the only individual who's gotten that impression. Because I've said that in quite a few videos. Usually when I'm covering creationists, I'm like, look, this is a danger. It is a danger to speak outside of your area of expertise. And it is. But that is a danger that can be easily mitigated by 99% of the people who do it, especially if they're good faith actors. The problem is most creationists aren't good faith actors. And so you've got geneticists talking about geology, and you've got physicists talking about evolutionary biology, and you've got chemists or synthetic chemists talking about biochemistry or whatever, right? Like you've got all of these different creationists talking like way outside of their area of expertise, and they're not talking in the way that every scientist I have ever seen in my life when they give a talks, which is, hey, I don't know this forwards and backwards, but here's my take on it. You should talk to so-and-so if you want more information, or here's everything I know about it. Here are my citations supporting that notion. And if I'm wrong, my mistake, I'll correct myself. No, you get Georgia Purdom coming out and saying that the geologic record supports the notion that the Earth is 6,000 years old. And I'm sitting here like, what the hell does she know about plate tectonics or radiometric dating? Like absolutely nothing. There's no disclosure. There's no disclaimer. There's no copying to this being. They don't even let you know that they're speaking outside of their area of expertise. I'm Dr. Georgia Purdom talking about Noah's flood and everything that entails, right? So, I speak sort of not maliciously, ominously about that subject because it is dangerous, but it's dangerous in the same way that like not looking both ways when you cross the road is dangerous. Just look both ways. It's easy. Everybody should do it, and most people do it. When you don't, that's when the problems start rearing up. So please don't take it as like you're not allowed to talk about this if you don't have a degree in it. That's certainly not how I meant it, and I'm going to be more careful when I talk about it in the future.
Perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you for clarifying that. And I could have done it in a super chat, but I'm glad I finally got to talk to both of you at the same time, because that's not super often, because then you have to prepare for like a 10-hour stream. I wanted to hear your actual reaction talking to the person that did the 3D version of your intro. And
I loved it. And this is such a pleasure. This is such a delight. And thank you again for doing that. That was just such a special thing to get to see. And what
cool.
a labor of love, which felt good because it was a labor of love to make. So it was nice to see that adaptation of it as well.
I love animation too. That's something I really want to do. And I would do hand-drawn stuff in 3D like that. And as soon as I got the AI tools, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to pick a video to test this with. Why not Erika's The Mind Adapted? And that was the very first video that I did with that in public.
Oh, I'm so flattered by that. Thank you. That's so kind.
So cool. All right. Well, hopefully my science communication stuff goes well. I would love to be on the show one day to help out with that, but maybe one day.
Yeah. Become very established and write to Jimmy Snow, and he'll make the decision. With that, Bryce, I appreciate you calling in, making me laugh, having a good time. I'll see you later on, my dude.
Thanks, Bryce.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ooh.